Yo, Josh, what's flopping, dude? Did you guys see that Steve will do it for some reason is hanging out with Palm Beach Pete? Everyone's kind of shocked at that, to be honest, it appears. Okay. Hold on a sec. Okay. Shout out to Groovy. Yeah, it's the time is flux. Time is of the essence, and time is not real. Clocks are real. So, but yes, it is early for sure. Just a guy. Who cares who? Groovy's Beach. Steve will do it. He's a famous dude. He's used to be a pranker anyway. Did you guys see Vitali got out of jail in the Philippines? Vitali, the Russian prankster. We used to, the Miami zombie prank when there was that zombie, when that guy ate that other guy's face in Miami and everyone was going crazy about the Miami zombie. And then he dressed up as a zombie like that night or the next day and chased people around Miami. And everyone, the talk of the freaking town was this zombie attack and they're all freaked out. Well, one of his first pranks was anyway, it was pretty funny. One of the non-faked pranks. But these prankers, they get big and then they just make fake pranks, so... his name is Steve Will Do It, Groovy's Beach. He was on with Nelk Boys, which were other pranksters anyway. He's kind of a decently sized influencer. But you know what? When the Nelk Boys are able to interview freaking Benjamin Netanyahu, there's no way they didn't do some kind of deal. And other like major famous people, if you can just get on a pod with them, kind of a red flag. Obviously, someone made some kind of deal, Okay, I'm going to shout out the live real quick here on Instagram. So what do we got? Trump. Hold on a sec. Let's see here. Groovy, it's probably better that you didn't hear of him, to be honest. There's nothing intellectual really being shared. It's the same thing when you see a massive, what's the word? Performance with some major famous celebrity musician artist, and they got 50 or 100,000 people watching them in person, not to mention the millions who are watching online. And not a single intellectual thought is mentioned. It's all just mindless entertainment and whatnot. So shout out to Josh, shout out to C-Jax. Tony, what's going on, man? Yeah, Vitality got out, dude. Okay, so hold on, Trump. And what was the other thing oh yeah, the moon landing, fully fake. We saw that. If they really actually went upstairs and went into the sky and took a picture of Earth from space, there'd be like 1,000 chemtrails if they didn't modify it. Yeah, Josh, there's way too much strange stuff. Imagine if you're Palm Beach Pete. Let me actually make this the live title. Does everyone know who Palm Beach Pete is right now? Like, is he the talk of the town or what? I did see that, Jesse, that they dropped the escape pod from the moon lunar lander thing. They drop it out of a C-130, and it's a fake re-entry. Yeah, 100%. Well, of course it's a fake re-entry. They never entered, so there's no re-entry. They never went. They never made it all the way up there. So, yeah, Palm Beach Pete. The background is the exact same as Epstein's background. I mean, dude, it's freaking wild. Plus, if you were Palm Beach Pete, you're this normal guy. All of a sudden, someone thinks you look like this horrendous guy. Are you going to go make a brand on the fact that you aren't this like evil, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you'd want to just go under the radar and hide from the public eye, not make your entire personality the fact you're not like a convicted, You know what I mean? What's going on, everyone? So we're talking about, yes, Palm Beach Pete, but also this crazy tweets that are going on from Trump. And with what's kicking off in the Middle East, they still haven't opened the Strait of Hormuz, guys. Like, that's about to make a significant impact. A shocking situation's coming around the corner. So we're discussing this and a lot more. Yeah, that's right. The same tattoo. Stitch, are you serious, dude? I heard about that. That's freaking wild. Shout out to Nakavelli. Ayani, shout out to Nakavelli, man. Yeah, I wouldn't say that, Anthony, but like it is goofy for sure. We can agree with that. No Fisher is driving around a Ferrari in Southern Florida. Yeah, Denziger, there's too many anomalies. He even has the same stutter actually. When he said in one of the depositions of JE, he literally had the same stutter that Palm Beach Pete did. So it's super strange, man. So listen, we're discussing this and a lot more and the fake moon landing on my Rumble live stream channel right now. We're streaming. We got 60 people on, and we're discussing in full detail what's coming around the corner and things that I cannot fully mention on here for obvious reasons due to censorship. So if you want to tune in, click the link in my bio. Come on over to Rumble. Free to download, free to watch, and free speech. It's an alternative to YouTube. Or alternatively, you can comment the word Rumble on any one of my posts, and you'll get the link sent directly to your DMs. Yeah, Kristen, if Palm Beach Pete is literally just not Epstein, then yeah, that's why I wouldn't want to fully say like he is, because if he's some innocent guy, like that's kind of, not ideal and not very nice. But let's just say the allegations are not assisted. It doesn't help the allegations when he looks, sounds, has the same background, been to the same places, been to parties with him. I mean, it's just strange, right? Johanna commented on my post, not on the live, and you'll get the link to your DMs, all right? Okay, we'll see you guys on Rumble. Okay. Yeah, the other thing that's shocking is there are many people who like love space and love the moon that they're triggered by the notion that we're not getting there. And on one of the, like NASA or some big space agency posted on Instagram saying, wow, whatever, posted something about the moon landing. And the top comment was like, for anyone who's like a flat earther or denies the existence of this going to the moon, I couldn't imagine being in such a depressed state where anything that is good, you shoot down and you're living in this world where everything's a lie. And I'm thinking, dude, you don't even know the tip of the iceberg, man. Well, Palm Beach Pete is an alias, Jesse. So like there's a Palm Beach Pete who is a fisherman and he's an angler and he goes and fishes. Anyone can make the name Palm Beach Pete and be in Palm Beach and be Pete, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they can track down the real one. Like, you know what I mean, Jesse? But I agree with what you're saying. It's all upside down. It's very strange. And I'm sure he's alive too, Jesse, 100%. I'm sure he's alive too. That we can 100% agree on. Exactly. The tattoo, though, I have to check if that's fact checked. Can we confirm that they actually have the same tattoo? Because if so, that's a bridge too far, man. But you know what I mean? The weird part is, I'm sure there's a psyop about it because now he's getting featured like with the biggest other influencers and celebrities and stuff. But again, if you were a normal guy who's a millionaire, because he flies around in a private jet, there's no way he got sponsored that fucking quick and all of a sudden has private jet money. So he obviously has deep pockets. If you look like a convicted sex offender, do you want to make your brand on the fact that you're not Jeffrey Epstein? Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it makes no sense. If you're a millionaire in Florida, why the hell do you want to be posting stupid ass videos on TikTok about how you're not Jeffrey Epstein? You know what I mean? I guess that's not a very good defense because you could say, well, if he's that rich, he's just like bored and it's like fun to be famous and viral. Yeah, but that's not the right reason of being it, that's not the right reason to want to. It's very strange, man. Very strange. Again, there's no way we can confirm, I guess, other than the 65 anomalies with them both. Yeah, Groovy's Beach, DM me for sure if you have any more info. Guys, by the way, this is actually shocking breaking news. So, as many of you know, we are regular enjoyers and consumers of chalk superfoods and supplements. Let's just say they got a letter in the mail, and I can't say too much, obviously, but I can say that it definitely seems like in lockstep with Agenda 2030, they do not want you taking superfoods, and chalk is going to have to fight this thing but it seems that they are cracking down on the real supplement companies, the ones that actually have real legit stuff. I'm sure many of the supplements at like GNC or whatever that store is with all the supplements in every city, they'll probably be fine because all that shit's fake anyway and synthetic. But a real supplement company will have possible troubles in the near future with this whole plan of Agenda 2030. So with that being said, I don't know, I especially don't know how long we're going to be able to do this for. But on tonight's live, we are giving away a few, and I hope this is not on borrowed time, man, but we're giving away a couple bags of the chocolate powder, the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, which massively stimulates stem cell production. It's super detoxing and delicious. It also increases your gut microbiome, and you can eat it by the spoon dry. It's so freaking delicious. But usually you make like a hot chocolate out of this thing or put it in a smoothie. By the way, heirloom cacao is extremely rare. You're not going to get the same benefits. You don't get nearly any benefits from the hybrid cacao, which is usually synthetically fertilized and all these strange problems with it. But this is certified heirloom cacao, certified organic, and heavy metal tested. So that's the chocolate powder. We're going to give away 3 or 4 bags on tonight's live. The way the deal works, I just put the link in the chat that goes to choq.com. That's choq.com. Click the link to be bumped first in line because it is first come, first serve. The way to get the free lit, the #1 superfood at choq.com is the hot water purified shilajit, which is a hormone optimizer, a fertility booster. It massively increases the production of new brain cells, so you get sharper memory, concentration, and focus. Paper Doll, don't worry, they're going to fight it. Like, we should be all right, but it's clear they don't want supplement companies. Like, well, put it this way. If they spent decades and billions on making sure that you're drinking fluoride or eating GMOs or whatever, you can imagine that they don't prefer if you could just take like shilajit and detox it all and be boosted massively. Same way that they're going around and capping freshwater springs, making freshwater springs off limits or pouring cement on them. The military does that in Hawaii, 100% true fact right there. And all over the place. If they can't stop the spring from flowing, I know this to be true as well, they'll try to figure out a way to do something nearby the spring that makes it unusable. Either they put a dump upstream from it, or they put a giant quarry near it, which will disrupt the water table and it stops flowing. So it's the same way they don't want you drinking spring water. They don't want you taking superfoods. This is why it's important. And of course, we know there's a concerted effort to keep us in a lowered state of consciousness with all this crazy stuff, including the fact that, what did I just see? Lululemons are freaking toxic. I'll tell you the story about that in a second. We all know, but it's worse than you think. Nanotech in Kellogg's, like, shit is getting weird, man. But so listen, choq.com is the site. Let me double check. Boom, bang, bing. Hold on a second. So the way the deal works, go to choq.com, and in the male and female vitality stack, there is the shilajit is in both the male and female stack. Again, it's a hormone optimizer. It's a fertility booster, super pro-fertile, increases the production of new brain cells. They call it neurogenesis. And it has C60 or carbon 60 in here, which has anti-aging effects on the body. That's the shilajit. So that is in the male and female stack. If you're one of the first 3 or 4 people to put a male or female vitality stack in your cart on the live, and you apply the discount code 44life, you get a 44% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time, and automatically you're going to get that $100 bag of chocolate powder included in your order for free. In both the male and female stack is the organic ashwagandha, which massively increases melatonin production. You get 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it. It calibrates your endocrine system. It boosts healthy mood and focus. They got clinical studies. I think it has 43 clinical studies. You will feel like $1 million taking the ashwagandha. It is a complete superfood, and they call it the king of herbs in India. And then the female stack has the wild crafted Irish moss in it, which has the full matrix of minerals that rebuilds your DNA. I should start calling it full spectrum of minerals, because people were wondering, like, what do you mean matrix? Like, and it sussed some people out. So let's just say it has the full spectrum of minerals, which replaces heavy metals in the body. It rebuilds your DNA, and you get way more nutrients from the food you're already eating to begin with now, if you're getting the full matrix of minerals with it, because every single vitamin requires a mineral to activate it. So you definitely want to make sure you're getting the minerals, because today, again, even if you literally source out 100% of your food that you eat in a day is 100% organic, there is literally less than 10% of the full spectrum of minerals in the food today, even if it's fully organic. And they did that study in the 90s. It can't be better now, especially with the chemtrails they're spraying, which does disrupt the biome in the soil. Now, keep in mind, We were created in the image of God. We have immense powers within us. So if you are drinking fluoride every once in a while, or eating something that's toxic, the worst thing you could do is sit there and be like, oh my God, this is so bad for me. That is the worst literal thing you could do. You just got to bless it. And ideally, I think it's fair to say it's ideal to make incremental steps towards eating and drinking cleaner and cleaner every day. And there's no harm in that. Now, where people will say it's harmful is if, if you become like paranoid and everything's toxic and you're like freaked out to go outside, like obviously that's not the proper balance, right? But my thing is, I'm aware of the toxins, the poisons, the chemicals. I'm not afraid of them. I logically avoid them. And I think it's a good idea for all of us to do that and actively be detoxing the stuff we have been exposed to throughout our lives, namely, or rather notably, the heavy metals as well. So guys, first come, first serve. There's a bunch of people on the site right now. Go to choq.com, choq.com, put a male or female stack in your cart, apply the discount code 44life. You get a 44% off lifetime discount, and automatically you're going to get that free $100 bag of chocolate included in your order. Rules and Tools says minerals are cofactors to activating RNA and DNA. Rules and Tools, that's an angle I've not heard. So I've heard that, like, I haven't even heard the word cofactor. Actually, maybe I've heard cofactor, but it's been a while. I just heard that minerals are frequencies of light and your DNA is light codes, and that minerals build your DNA. So basically that's what you said too, but in a more tech way. That's really cool, man. So in other words, you do want to make sure. So the way I figure it, if they say all of our DNA is junk DNA and all that, then I think that's their way of saying, don't look into your DNA too much. There could be different things you unlock and things happen and blah, 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 blah. And so I think that them keeping, so few minerals in the soil by damaging the soil, by spraying the soil, chemicals, fertilizers, pesticides, and all that, there's got to be a reason they don't want us getting the minerals, man, 100%. Alyssa rather said, would these supplements be beneficial for someone who's considering getting pregnant? Alyssa, even someone who's not considering getting pregnant definitely would be beneficial to be taking, for example, the shilajit, the ashwagandha, the Irish moss, because all of those things, again, whether or not you're trying to get pregnant or not, or wanting to be more fertile, are extremely good for you, for detoxification, for fertility, for hormone optimization. Like I said, the shilajit makes your brain produce new brain cells. You get sharper memory, concentration, and focus while you're taking it. It's freaking amazing. But definitely, Alyssa, the three I just named you, the female vitality stack, is extremely pro-fertile and pro-hormone and pro-reproductive organ function. There's probably like 20 clinical studies between the shilajit, the ashwagandha, and the Irish moss, specifically about its fertility benefits. But also, Alyssa, for guys, so who your husband or perhaps partner, I'm telling you this right now, the male stack has the Tongkat Ali in it, which boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days. We know testosterone levels today are down off a cliff. There's a lot of soy boys running around, guys with low testosterone. And the Tongkat, so it boosts testosterone and it increases sperm count and sperm motility. And Alyssa, I hope the guy comes back to the live, but some guy like 6 months ago or maybe 3 months ago came on the live and got a male and female stack, subscribed to the male and female stack with the discount code 44life. So he got the free lit powder. Last Friday or Saturday or Thursday rather, he came on the live and said, dude, me and my wife have been trying for 10 years. I'm thinking, holy shit, to have a baby. And now my wife is due in June and blah, 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 blah. And all thanks to Choq. Like he hyped up. They got there's a Choq baby in the oven right now, cooking up, getting built and born from beautiful bioavailable minerals and superfoods at this very moment as we speak, and it's so beautiful and amazing. So yes, Choq is extremely pro-fertile. Can you imagine the butterfly effect of that too? Like, for example, it's possible that Embry or Paper Doll or Groovy even said something on the live that made that guy, I forget his name, decide, you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger on this. I'm going to get Choq. Like, you guys may have had a karmic attachment or a karmic effect. Anyway, it's getting far out over here, but I'm serious. Yeah, it's obviously amazing detoxing and rejuvenating your system. Alyssa, so technically we're supposed to say that Choq is intended for healthy adults. And it's interesting, Alyssa. Irish moss. You can buy Irish moss at like a grocery store if you're near the ocean, right? Now, I don't recommend it because most of the Irish moss in grocery stores are farmed in the Caribbean. Most Irish moss on the internet is farmed in the Caribbean, and it's full of microplastics because none of those islands treat their gray water. Chalk specifically gets their Irish moss from Nova Scotia in Canada, far from any city, and it's wild and it's super clean water, cold, pristine waters. But my point is, you could go buy that, eat it, no problem. But as soon as we put Irish moss in a capsule and put it in a supplement, we have to write on it, not intended for nursing or pregnant women. So, Alyssa, I think what we're supposed to say is it's not intended for nursing or pregnant women, and consult your healthcare practitioner. So if you have like a naturopath or something, which I know there's good ones out there, great ones, in fact, that's something that you can come to your own conclusion with. But Alyssa, for sure, to be getting fertile, I recommend doing like a full-blown detox. Do the 90-day chalk challenge before conceiving. That's called conscious conception. Well, there's a few different, conscious conception is when you like plan it kind of by the day or like, for example, the husband and wife both do a major detox, eat super clean, do a fast, leading up to the conception, which is, I wonder what the exact term of the conscious conception is. But regardless, I think it would be excellent for both of you, male and female stack. Just calibrate, boost the testosterone, boost the sperm count and sperm motility. And it takes 90 days for sperm to mature to begin with. So yeah, that's why we like doing the 90-day chalk challenge. One of the reasons we like doing it. Rules and tools, mother is a naturopath. What are the odds rules and tools, moms is a naturopath when he's coming on here talking about minerals or cofactors to activating RNA and DNA? Very freaking interesting rules and tools. I'm sure your mom would be, she could call into the live right now. We could be discussing with her about what's going on. Because you know what? Actually, rules and tools, listen to this. Listen to this, dude. This is spring water, by the way. Listen, I have a naturopath friend, and she, in her course, like every once in a while, there's some type of like update or something that happens where you go do like an extra course within your course to maintain your license and all this. Anyway, she did some extra course to get an extra certification. And in the course, it was talking about testosterone levels. And dude, literally, this is extremely shocking. She sent me a screenshot. I still have it. In her PowerPoint she had to watch, it showed how, and it fully said, guys today can go get a testosterone test in a store, or in a doctor's office, whatever. And 90% of them will come back normal, within the normal range. But the shocking, weird part is normal today is abnormal 60 years ago, is abnormally low 60 years ago. They have lowered the graph. So it's like, just picture How to Lie with Statistics, that book that was behind Bill Gates in one of his speeches during COVID when he said you should all get vaxxed. In the background was a book about how to lie with statistics. And if you shorten the window of time, and then you can just adjust the average, like, oh, the average is good. But if you widened the window of time, in the 1960s, guys had 1,100 NGDL percentages of testosterone. Today they have 400, but because so many people have 400 a day, that's now the normal. But it's supposed to be like 800, 900, 1,000 freaking nanograms. What is it? NGDL. You guys know what the measurement is. So you know what I'm saying? It's freaking shocking, man. But yes, they've lowered the bar. They don't want you fertile. They definitely don't want guys to have testosterone. It's shocking. There's a bunch of people on the site right now. Remember, it's first come, first serve. The discount code is 44life. Apply that on the male or female vitality stack. I'm about to shut out the live, so I'm going to get another bunch of people in here. We will end up giving away the last 3 bags, so I want to make sure if you're on the fence or you're on the site, you're first in line. Shout out to Groovy's Beach. I want to look at the video. Thank you for sending me the video, Groovy, and also for tipping me there with $1. Thank you, Groovy's Beach. Or is that 11? No, that's $1. Shout out to Groovy's Beach. Free lit powder included in your order if you get a male or female stack with the discount code 44life. That's 44LIFE. Groovy's Beach. I actually saw that video. So yeah, I see what you're talking about. I saw the same one, Groovy. I just didn't know everything can be AI these damn days. You know what I mean? But that's like people saying it's on the internet. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Meanwhile, they believe what they hear on TV. So it's shocking, man. It is seriously shocking. Shout out to Alyssa. Alyssa said that's what we are doing. Oh wow. Alyssa is doing a 90-day detox ahead of her conception. Shout out to Alyssa and her walk towards motherhood. Alyssa, that's going to be so freaking amazing. Yeah, I recommend, because, dude, when we found out that forever chemicals, and so PFOA is forever chemicals, and phthalates, like, do you know the average? I just saw a video, man. The way that they make mattresses, your head would spin. You'd sleep on a rug. You would sleep on a freaking bale of straw if you saw how mattresses were made. I swear to God. It is so strange and so shocking that you do not want even a non-organic mattress in your house. You're better off buying a big fabric of organic, like cotton or organic linen or organic something, and then go to a sheep farm and buy wool, take it home, wash it, clean the wool, dry the wool, and literally stuff a giant piece of fabric with a zipper with wool, and that be your mattress. It would be 1,000 times better than sleeping on a mat. So my point though is that detoxification, not just from the heavy metals, but the phthalates and the BPA and the microplastics and the flame retardant chemicals that's sprayed on every freaking material, every furniture item, everything, even new electronics, off gas, flame retardants. Again, I'm not walking around. Oh, I mean, I eat organic. I bare feet on the ground. But my regimen is the male vitality stack and other chalk superfoods. But that chocolate powder, super detoxing. And someone said that the heirloom organic cacao boosts oxytocin, which is really good. Let's just say that's the love hormone, and it's really good for you. Not just the aphrodisiac part of it, but like the blood flow, blood oxygenation. We're talking a superfood that's been revered for thousands of years. Not more than 6,000 years, though, of course. Okay, I'm going to shout out the live real quick, guys. If you're on the site, ASAP, place your order. Make sure, oh yeah, so you're putting the 44% off lifetime discount on the male or female stack. You're applying it on the subscription. And once you apply it, so that's on the subscription, you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. Just keep in mind the clinically studied benefits are based on consistent consumption over 90 days. So you do want to make sure you get a consistent dose to experience the full range of benefits. That's what the clinical studies are based on. Shout out to Rules and Tools, who says that his mom loves my message. Shout out to your mom, Rules. That's freaking awesome, man. I'm sure, well, any naturopath obviously sees a video about someone exposing a toxin, and because they're not a sheep, will say, yeah, this is great, it's being discussed, rather than the normies who see that and they're like, oh my God, this guy's like fear mongering. I mean, it's shocking, man, when you get to the bottom of it. Again, mattresses are totally toxic. When people find out, they wouldn't put their little newborns or babies on a freaking mattress, man. Not a non-organic one, anyway. If you saw what off gases, if we had, like, you know how cats can see different frequencies and they can see like ghosts and stuff, if our eyeballs could see the fumes coming off of conventional mattresses and the years it takes to off-gas the flame retardants, people would not be, they would sleep on a wool, they would go buy literally sheared wool from a farm, go clean it at home and put it on a pile in their bedroom and sleep on that. What's going on, everyone? So no, this is not clickbait. You are fully being all summoned right now. Guys, did you hear okay, so Trump tweeted something shocking. It's kicking off in Ireland. There's about to be a significant situation, probably military intervention in Ireland against the citizens. This is due to the Iran thing, because fuel prices are going out through the roof, and a shitstorm is coming around the corner where they're going to be doing energy lockdowns over there. Everyone's pissed off. They're standing in the streets, blocking the highways, saying lower the price of gas now, and now the police are being deployed. So this is like another freedom convoy. Very, very strange. Now, the thing that's weird is they're also passing laws to where certain types of protests could be seen as fully unallowed, and you should be put into a cell for it. And they're trying to do this all over the world, dude. Not to mention also what we just saw, which was that in Mexico, they're trying to make it so you got to scan your face and scan your fingerprint and scan your eyeball to use a cell phone. You know about that, right? Like fully, they want it biometrically connected. Very shocking. Yes, Gypsy Mama Bear said, wasn't Ireland blowing up cell towers? Yes, they were. They're the ones cutting it down too. That was happening in the UK, though. That was also happening in England. They were using sawzalls and cutting down the street poles that are scanning everyone's license plates and shit. So, yeah, dude, the Irish, they got some fight in them, man, big time. So listen, we're talking about this and a lot of other things that we cannot fully mention on Instagram for obvious reasons. And we're discussing it on my Rumble live stream channel. So we're live on Rumble right now with a bunch of people. It's free to download, free to watch, and free speech. If you want to tune in, click the link in my bio and come on over to Rumble now. I just heard about that. Ziranmin Samnani said, what's your views on Cloud Mythos, which can hack anything? I know, dude. This AI shit, we got to unplug it, man. Blake, I mentioned you because I wanted you to join the live, man. We got to discuss this. It's breaking, shocking news. We're talking about the ULEZ cameras. We're talking about the all this strange stuff that's coming around the corner and the plan they have for 2030. And we need to be aware of it so we're not caught off guard. Okay. And also they're trying to ban every single kind of superfood that exists and get you on lab grown meat because they don't want you vital. They don't want you healthy. They don't want your pineal gland decalcified. Okay. Shout out to Tori. Shout out to Tashi, who knows all of this stuff right now, so she doesn't need to know anything else. Shout out to Tashi. You've maxed out on the knowledge train. Learn nothing. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. We'll see you guys on Rumble. Much love, everyone. Yo, Hand, what's going on, man? That's a jokes username, man. I mean, people have all kinds of. We had a guy on here called. You guys must remember him. His name was his name was Gay Frog, actually, and we talked to him, and no, he had a good head on his shoulders, man. It was more of a joke about the situation with atrazine and all that, right? So hold on a second. Let me just make sure. Where is that? Jeez. Yeah, shout out to Hand, man. Your last name is Hand, really? That's crazy, man. Dude, there's this guy. I'll tell you guys about him after, man. But this is just so strange. But I appreciate him. But anyway, Groovy says that she heard only 3% of people's pineal glands work these days. Groovy, I wouldn't be surprised if it's even less or around there because, again, if you were just raised conventionally, non-organically, yes, your pineal. Like, look at me. I was born and our house had a well, so there's no tap water. Well, the doctor told my mom to give me fluoride tablets. So I had fluoride tablets growing up. So my pineal gland was 100% calcified until I decalcified it probably about 10 years ago, I would say, or 2026, probably maybe even 9 or 8 years ago, actually, because I started doing major fasting, which I'm going to do a major fast in the next like 7 days, guys. I'm going to actually do a fast again. I did an 8-day water fast in 2000 and was that 17 or not 18? No, yeah, 17, 16. Fuck yeah. I think 10 years ago, I did an 8-day water fast. I'm due for another fast again, guys. And it is imperatively important to be decalcifying your pineal gland and to do fast research into fasting. Of course, if you've never fasted before, you do want to do some research. But my thing is jump onto a 72-hour water fast, 100%. And honestly, some people do that. I know guys who do that and girls who do that every single month. They do at least a 3-day fast. And it's a spiritual thing, man. It's an emotional detox. It's a brain enhance. It's a shocking situation. But when you come out of that, a clear mind, clear body, that's the one thing they can't take away from you. They can take away, like I told you guys, Chalk got that letter in the mail. And let's just say that they're coming after supplement companies, man, 100%. They do not want them. And they're going to fight it tooth and nail, which is another thing. I do recommend, guys, if you haven't done a major pineal gland detox, hormone optimizing regimen, and a heavy metal detox and things like that, there is no better time than now because of what's coming around the corner with the new lockdowns they're talking about and all the AI shit. They do not want you being of sound mind and sound body. Shout out to Tim, who said he's decalcifying his pineal gland with chalk. Shout out to Tim. Guys, we are giving away 3 bags of the chocolate powder on today's live. That's the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, which massively stimulates stem cell production. It's super detoxifying. It binds to free radicals, excretes them out of the body. It boosts your gut microbiome. And it also, interestingly, increases bliss chemicals, which is tryptophan, dopamine, and serotonin. That's the chocolate powder. You're going to freaking love it. We got 3 to give away. The way the deal works, it's first come, first serve. You go to chalk.com, that's CHOQ.com, and you'll see the number 1 superfood at chalk.com for men and women is the hot water purified shilajit, which is a herbal mineral compound that comes from the Himalayan mountains. It's a hormone optimizer. It's a fertility booster. It massively increases the production of new brain cells. For guys, it boosts testosterone and sperm count. And for ladies, it calibrates your endocrine system and optimizes your hormones. And that's all clinically studied, by the way. the vast majority of the shilajit that you can get online today is usually the tar resin. So it's significantly diluted. It's got a ton of strange heavy metals in it, and usually is 20 to 30% water. Whereas the chalk shilajit is 50% fulvic acid, so on average 5 to 10 times as potent as conventional tar resin. It's super potent for brain function. Again, it stimulates, it makes your brain produce new brain cells, which is what gives you a sharp mental focus, clarity, and memory. It's freaking amazing. So to get the free lit powder, shout out to Desiree, who said, my male and female vitality stack plus both lits arrived today. Booyah. Shout out to Desiree, who ordered on, was that Wednesday or Thursday, Desiree? And she already has her freaking superfoods in the mail. Shout out to Desiree, who's going to love her beginning of her 90-day chalk challenge. Desiree, I'm so stoked for you. So guys, she got in on the deal. The way the deal works, you put the male or female vitality stack in your cart at chalk.com, the subscription. You apply the discount code 44life, which gives you that 44% off lifetime discount. You can cancel or modify your subscription at any time, and automatically you're going to get the $100 bag of chocolate powder included in your order, as long as you're one of the first 3 people. The other thing, Desiree, I'm stoked. If you've tried the lit powder yet, I know you can try it by the spoon dry, or rather, you heard me mention you can do that. I'm stoked to hear your experience on the lit there, Desiree. That's going to be awesome. Rules and Tools says, have you heard of Joseph Wallach? Is that Wallach's Warriors? There's a guy on Instagram who I know. I think he's from Quebec, and he's fully awake and exposing truths. Is that who I'm thinking of? Magpies, that's cool. Is that a mudra then? Scab said, is this happening now? Are you going to focus on the Irish situation? Yes, pick my scab. Some of your guys' usernames, man. The Irish situation. So basically the gist of the Irish situation, and we had mentioned it previously in the live, but it's kicking off, man. More people are coming out every single day to these protests. And the way I figure it, what happened in Canada with the Freedom Convoy, when it was at its peak, they went and the war in Ukraine kicked off. Now, I'm not saying that they used the war in Ukraine to completely take the wind out of our sails of this Freedom Convoy protest, but it was interesting timing that right after it was planned to have the biggest, most gigantic protest ever, like literally the next day, war in Ukraine started. Also, in Israel, there was like 400,000 people were planned to go to these massive protests on October 8th or 9th. And then October 7th happened, which took the wind out of those sails, obviously. Like they were on the brink of civil war, basically, right before October 7th. So it's just interesting timing is all I'm saying, that sometimes shit's about to pop off in a country and then something else happens that's gigantic and takes the winds out of its sails. So I wonder what that could be. But like Ireland is seriously pissed off and 1 million people are parking their vehicles on the highway saying we need lower gas now. This is bullshit. We're not gonna play this game. The Irish feel like their government has abandoned them and thrown them under the bus, which is an accurate. I mean, really, what else have they done there? Pretty much. Alexander, that's who it is. Okay, Rules. No, that guy is cool, man. He made the page then, Wallach's Warriors. But the thing that we come to the conclusion of with all this is that in every country, it's the same battle, wouldn't you say? And what I also notice is that every country, when you first find out about chemtrails, you think there's got to be some countries that don't spray it, right? Like it's only some of our countries that are being sprayed with these nanobots and heavy metals. It's not all of them. Not everyone could be in on it, right? And then me, for example, I go to Cuba, I went to Dominican, I went to Mexico, and throughout all my travels, there's trails everywhere. They're spraying it everywhere. And it's the same thing with cell towers. There is a bajillion smart meters on the streets of Costa Rica. In Costa Rica, so if smart meters are a part of the silent weapons for quiet wars agenda, they beam 1 million frequencies. It damages your DNA, it fries your brainstem, it freaking lowers your melatonin, it's infertility causing, it causes probably other, let's just say, unfortunate effects to your cells. That's all I'll say. And in Costa Rica, anyway, they have all these freaking smart meters. They don't have them on their houses like we have here. They have them at the end of their driveway. And so if you're walking down the street in Costa Rica, or it seems like anywhere in Latin America or South America or Central America, the smart meters are on the end of everyone's driveway. So you're walking down the street, you're surrounded by smart meters. And then also you have a bajillion cell towers. When I was in Grenada, cell towers in the middle of the freaking town, above everyone's house, above everyone's heads. And that is 100% a part of the silent weapons for quiet wars agenda, man. The frequencies beaming your DNA and infertility causing. And there's even a documentary, or I could say a presentation called The Cooking of Humanity. And it's a shocking one, man. Put it that way. It's very strange. So listen, this is why we need to be vital. We need to be rebuilding our DNA, because if we know the frequencies disrupt our DNA, and we also know that even if you're eating 100% organically today, you're getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals, when minerals are supposed to rebuild your DNA, because your DNA is light codes and minerals are frequencies of light. We see the importance of boosting your DNA. Speaking of Ireland, the Irish moss, which is in the female vitality stack at chalk.com. Full matrix of minerals, massively increases genetic function. Also, those minerals detox heavy metals. They bind to heavy metals and excrete them out of the body. So we have 3 bags left of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia to give away on today's live. Go to chalk.com. If you put the male or female vitality stack in your cart, because there's a bunch of people on the site right now, put the subscription in your cart, apply the discount code 44life. You get a 44% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time. Automatically, you're going to get a $100 bag of chocolate powder included in your order automatically. Sarah said, the thing is with fuel here in Ireland, it's all about the tax. 60% of the price of fuel is tax, and it's that way with most things you buy here. Wow. And Sarah, people wonder why the Irish revolted against the crown and has been a constant battle with the crown since, I mean, you guys were enslaved to the crown for, was it 800 years? If history is true, it was a very long ass time. So when I see videos, dude, I saw a guy give a full-blown like Braveheart speech, and in front of 150 other dudes in the streets, and it was riveting. I'm gonna post that video. I have it saved. I gotta make it into a video, but yeah, man, it's kicking off in Ireland, and I think everyone smart stands with the Irish here. Taxes out the yin yang, and as much as England and Ireland beef with each other, the English people are being completely screwed over as well. And basically every country in the EU. That's right. The North is still with the crown. That's right, Sarah. And also, by the way, Hungary just got a new prime minister, and people think it's going to be the end of Hungary being a bastion of niceness in Europe, by the way. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Rules and Tools says those minerals also support your systems in the body to get rid of toxins. 100%. Guys, Rules and Tools, who just commented, his mom is a naturopath. He's been exposed to truth, consciousness, health information his whole life. He knows the truth about minerals. And not only, I mean, my understanding of how minerals help to get rid of toxins is that every single biological process in the body requires a mineral to activate it. And so if you're getting the full matrix of minerals, your body's working a lot better. And that bioavailable minerals bind to heavy metals. That was my understanding of how it works with minerals. They magnetically attract or whatever heavy metals and then excrete them out of the body. Most people, if they haven't detoxed heavy metals, let's just say the frequencies from cell towers, Wi-Fi, smart meters, and all that has a much more of an impact on them, because they have magnetic frequencies in them. And then they have the they have conductive metals in them, and there's magnetic frequencies around them. That's the concern with the cell towers and the heavy metal combination. You see what I'm saying? So, dude, I'll tell you, when I first started decalcifying my pineal gland with fasting, and that was before I even took Shilajit, then I started taking Shilajit and a bunch of the chalk minerals. And I had an experience that I thought, like, it was very strange. I was laying in bed, falling asleep one night, and then I heard and this was like on a third day of a fast. I was chugging water, no tap water and all that. I heard what sounded like if you ever accidentally chewed on sand, or you got something really small and crunchy, like a piece of sand, and it makes that cracking noise, crunch. I heard a noise come from not my mouth, because I wasn't chewing on anything, but the middle of my head. I heard, and I'm like, what the heck was that? I never heard anything like it. Never heard it since. Well, I thought that sounded like where my pineal gland is. Why did I just hear something And apparently it is a phenomenon that some people, and again, it depends where you're at. Like if that noise had happened, but I was like walking around outside and there was cars driving by, I might not have heard it. But the fact is, I was laying down, it was dead silent, and I heard this cracking noise. So I Google it. Apparently, many people have heard a noise of the calcification on their pineal gland, on their third eye, like crack, as it's dissolving and being removed, and the gland is being like basically activated. Pretty freaking cool, dude. Take Shilajit, take the Irish moss, take the friggin' ashwagandha, which is in the male and female stack. All super good for your pineal gland. Rules and Tools says, your point on organic farming is strong. And yes, imagine the compounding effects of everything, plus no minerals available. Yeah, Rules and Tools, dude, you're preaching to the freaking choir. You are paying attention, man, because I already thought about this. We've said it on the live before even. It's one thing to just be exposed to some glyphosate and to some atrazine, right? But if you're exposed to this, that, frequencies, heavy metals, pesticides, BPA, and you're not getting the minerals, it is a shocking combination. And also, interestingly, it's like the least spoken about thing. Like in school, how much did you learn about how every single mineral ignites a different biological process in the body, and that your DNA is made of light codes and minerals are frequencies of light, and they're so important? Also, how much did your schooling system ever tell you about detoxification? Because I don't even think I heard the word detox in all of my school years. Rule said the current organic methods are missing minerals because it's all been concept derived through human perspective and not 100% Rules and Jules, 100%. Even the organic you get at the grocery store, mass produced organic food is not cutting it, man. It's better than the GMO action, but it's not cutting it. Yeah, I know, Magpies. Magpie says the English, the Irish, the Welsh, and Canadians are too nice. They're learning to say no. I think so too, Magpies, 100%. Well, they call it something dormancy, to where these countries will be dormant for so long, and then eventually they just like hit a breaking point, and then shit gets, but in a good way, wild, and things happen. Put it that way. Okay, hold on a second. There's a bunch of people on the site right now. We're going to have to close down this deal at some point. I told you guys Chalk got a letter in the mail. We don't know. Let's just say they're trying to go after supplement companies 100%. And they're going to do everything they can, fight it. But just saying, I would definitely stock up on some Chalk right now if you're looking to detox, rejuvenate, restore, boost your fertility. There's a bunch of people on the site. Make sure you apply the discount code 44life on the male or female stack to unlock the 44% off lifetime discount. You can cancel or modify at any time. And automatically, if you place your order on the live, you're getting the free $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in your order automatically. You're not going to see it once you place your order. You're going to see it because it's getting packed up in your box when it's shipped, and it's going to show up at your front door. Shout out to Desiree, who got her lit powder today, by the way, and she ordered on Thursday or Wednesday. Shout out to Desiree. They are, Matthew, 100%. Rule says from testing soil to laying amendments to making compost, it's all misinterpreted, I think. I think so, Rules and Tools, but also it's like if you're an organic farmer, like they make it so the margins are so strange that you gotta be like, do you know any organic farmers who are millionaires? Doesn't really fucking happen. Like they don't want, but you could be a conventional agriculture land baron who owns a whole bunch of GMO cornfields and be raking it in. I mean, but even those guys don't make too much actually. But I'm just saying it's shocking, man. Supplements are now essential. Well, Rules and Tools, the odd person jumps on and says, the body has everything it needs to be able. And dude, I am all about power of the mind, meditating, bare feet in the ground, fasting, which is free. I do all those things. But I also recognize that if there's some superfoods and adaptogens and powerful compounds that are extremely good for you, or good for me, good for us all, that I can take to boost my system, you'd be kind of a wingding to consciously be like, no, I don't. Well, I wouldn't say wingding, but for example, you can tell some of your parents about like this superfood Shilajit, it's so good for you, blah, blah. And then they're like, okay, I don't really care. But for those who care about their health and vitality, and they know how extensive the chemical assault on humanity is, those people like to take superfoods, and for good reason, 100%. They are essential rules and tools. Again, someone's eating. I remember getting in an argument with this family friend there, or a friend. He's no longer with us, but well, he actually he's no longer with us. He was on about 20 pharmaceuticals. He ended up taking even his pets' pharmaceuticals. Like, they got him all spun up on all this different shit. And then he ended up taking his own life. So rest his soul. And we got in an argument. It wasn't supposed to be an argument, but at the time I didn't know how not to argue about this. But I was talking about like eating healthy or something. And he's like, I do eat fucking healthy. I'm like, well, he's like, look, and he's eating a burger, like just ground beef burger and lettuce. And I was like, and at the time I didn't have as much tact or as much, I'd say it differently now, but I was like, well, bro, like the lettuce you're eating is non-organic. So it has atrazine on it, which reverses the gender of frogs. It's also grown in soil with no minerals, no nutrients. You're basically eating tap water if you're eating conventional lettuce. Like, there's not really any fucking nutrients in it. And there's toxins in it. And then the beef, if you're eating factory farmed beef, like there's nothing it's not freaking ideal to be eating that. And then also he definitely wasn't blessing it or praying over it. So it's like, I just wanted to try to explain to him that what many people think is clean, like, oh, I eat clean. The fuck's that even mean? Do you even know? I mean, some of us know, but someone thinks eating clean is like not eating Doritos or McDonald's, but getting all conventionally grown stuff at the store. Locally sprayed with glyphosate. Like, you know what I mean? So anyways, shocking, man. Rule says no one tests mineral density, just water weight. That's right. Rule's 100%. 100%. Yeah. When's the last time a company other than Chalk, because they post their mineral labs on the superfoods at chalk.com, you don't see anyone talk about how many minerals are in their foods they grow, eh? Haven't had lettuce, and so, well, paper doll, I don't know if you're missing out unless you grow your own lettuce, paper doll. I mean, I get it, lettuce on certain dishes is important, but I don't know that we're missing out not eating lettuce, man, to be honest. Like, is it that good for you? Is there that much nutrients in it? I mean, I have a farmer friend who grows organic lettuce in no-tilled soil, naturally fertilized with sheep manure that's fermented, and the soil and the seeds are inoculated with mycelium. So there's like mushroom spores growing all over the place. Mushrooms are like, there's a mycelial network throughout the soil, which is transferring nutrients and everything all over the place. And so that would be the healthiest lettuce you can eat that I can imagine. But that's right. Rule says there's no incentive for farmers to grow food that has a ton of minerals. The incentive is, that's right, the weight of the amount of food that they produce. 100%, man. I'm sure there's some organic farmers who are like, who get certified, because the real OG farmers who have an organic farm don't pay to get certified. They just sell it like the farmers markets and everyone around them, and they don't go and pay to get certified and get inspected and have to spend all this money. Whereas I bet you the ones who are supplying the grocery store with like organic lettuce, I don't know that they may be thinking like, yeah, we're doing a bit of a better thing, but they're also probably thinking like, maybe we'll make more money going organic than not, and they don't even give a shit about organic. That may be the case, man. I wonder. Wow, Rules and Tools consults with organic farmers. Freaking awesome, man. Shout out to Paper Doll, who bought a bunch of seeds, waiting to plant them. Paper Doll, the best time to plant a fruit tree is 10 years ago. The next best time is now. Shout out to Paper Doll. Okay, so hold on a second. I'm about to shout out the live on Instagram again. This is pretty much this is pretty much the last call on the free bag of lit powder. I'm going to shut out the live, get a bunch more people on here, and we eventually will give up the last two bag give out, rather way. the last 2 bags of the chocolate powder. So if you guys are on the site, the female stack has the shilajit, the Irish moss, and the wild crafted ashwagandha. DNA, brain function, hormones, fertility, you name it. We got all the clinical studies. And then in the male stack, you have the purified shilajit, the chalk daily, the Tomcat 100, which boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days. And you have the so the shilajit, the ashwagandha, and the wild crafted Tomcat Ali, man, which is a freaking game changer. Every guy should be taking the ashwagandha for the Tomcat for its impeccable benefits. It's shocking. And if you place your order on the live with the code 44life, you're getting a free $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in your order automatically. Shout out to Tony. Took 3 years. Yeah, it does take years for fruit to mature to be able to grow. Fruit trees to be able to grow fruit. In fact, for me, it's been 3 years since I planted a couple pear, plum, and a few other trees. And I think I will be getting fruit from them soon here, maybe even this year. I should go put some organic natural fertilizer on the... I should go put some natural fertilizer, 100%. Hold on a second here. Boom, bang, bing. Okay, let me just check this. Okay, hold on. Groovy's Beach. So basically, Trump tweeted something very strange that it depicted him as being the basically like Jesus. I don't know if you guys saw. It was very strange. He deleted it after and apologized, but it was an AI image of him depicting him as being Jesus and like healing people with his hands. And it pissed off a lot of people, and people thought it's very, very strange. Hold on one second. Alex, tip of the iceberg, man. How do you explain flat Earth to someone? I mean, you start with NASA is fake, and you start there. But we'll talk more about that in a second, Alex. Desiree said, I just made my daughter some of the lit cold. She loves it. Desiree, my daughter basically begs me every morning to make her a cold chocolate, like a chocolate milk, a cold chocolate. She likes them more than the hot chocolates. I don't know why. Maybe it's like tastes sweeter or something. But yeah, it's a vibe. The lit is freaking wild. And depends. Like you can do a lighter one. Like I was doing like 2 heaping tablespoons every time that I'd make the lit. But sometimes I'd be like I'm like, maybe that's a bit too thick or strong. And 1 scoop is like, wow, this really tastes like the classic hot chocolate we grew up drinking in like a pre-packaged thing, except it's organic, heirloom, heavy metal tested, and has camu, and lucuma in it, which is extremely high in vitamin C. So that's so awesome, Desiree. Jesse said, what about them deleting it, then reposting it with the demons above him? They changed it. Check it out. Hold on a second. Jesse, is that the one where the weird guy above Trump's head, it didn't really, yeah, what the heck was that? Yo, Jesse, send me a DM of that again so I can remember and look at it. Desiree said that's the itch, and I added some. That's what we do too, Desiree. Of course, maple syrup action. Maple syrup. You know, it's funny because the lit already is sweetened with maple sugar crystals, but I know if we added too much sweetness to it, some people wouldn't like it. So we add just enough to where it's sweet if you eat it like dry, but then if you want it sweeter, we do syrup too. Shout out to Desiree. It's awesome. Yeah, some maple syrup action in the lit powder. She's loving it already. I've heard of liposomal, but NMM, is that what's NMNM again? Rules. Desiree said the statue of Lucifer. Okay, hold on a second. Jesse's about to send this to me, I'm sure, in 1 second. Let me see. Hold on here. Twitter is where you can really Trump tweet. So he also tweeted himself, if you remember, as the Pope, which was like, okay, yeah, Trump has deleted his blasphemous Trump Jesus post. So I see it. I see that I guess you could say it looks like a demon. I mean, it does look like a demon, but I can't really make out its face. And then I see the wings and a crown, though. Yeah. So what is with that? It's very strange, man. But you know what? I'll tell you, like, I think that it's all being revealed right now, but the focus on Trump is in itself a psyop. Like, so many people are focused on Trump, 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 which I think it's like viral content. Like, I literally will make a post about it. It is crazy. But at the same time, I also think that it's kind of like it's a psyop to be focusing on a politician when every country is headed towards the same new technological AI surveillance freaking upside down system here. You know what I mean? So whether it was Trump or Kamala or whoever, it would not. I don't know if it would be. You know what I mean? It's like a psyop. They're freaking puppets anyway. Hold on. A note has been added to my video. What's the note? Hold on. Oh, like a community note or something? A footnote has been added to your post. Okay, where's the footnote? Yeah. By the way, there's no possible way that spaceship thing reaches 25,000 miles an hour. Like that's you got to be freaking nuts. You know what I mean? I was gonna say it's all. Yeah, exactly, Desiree. It is. It's all control. I mean, I know some people would think that's a bit too black and white. To say that it's all controlled and everything, or in fact, they would think that's like black pilled, which is when you think we're all like kind of doomed anyway. I don't think we're doomed, of course, in the slightest, but I do think that it is all fully controlled and a complete angle. Um, you know what I mean? So to where it's a psyop to be rooting or hating on a politician. They're just here today, gone tomorrow, uh, and to get you, you know, It's basically a distraction, pretty much. Desiree said, "Go watch Europa." Seriously, it's an NWO thing. Yeah, did you see that paper doll? The astronauts forgetting their lines, and she says, "Oh shoot," or what did she say? Like, "Oh darn," or something. Forgets what to say for 10 seconds and then starts yapping about something else. Dude, it is so transparently obvious how fake this whole thing is, but for some reason, many people think it's still fully legit. And it's seen as like a trend almost to like be roasting the moon landing, but I don't even care because more and more people are waking up in record numbers to how if they're lying about the moon landing, that should get people to start thinking about what else is NASA lying about, and then it's um, why would NASA lie? And then it gets into the true shape of the Earth. Like the moon landing being so fake helps because people are going to be researching more and then go find out it's not just the moon landing what was fake, but also planets, space, NASA, and the true story of creation that they've hidden from us. So it's freaking awesome. Okay, I'm going to shout out the live real quick. Let me see here. Deceived. I got to make sure I spell deceived right. Otherwise, I have been deceived. Oh, by the way, Desiree, you just took the words right out of my fingertips. The woman astronaut is actually literally an actress from the movie Mad Max. I hope everyone knows that this astronaut who allegedly flew around the back of the moon also is a actual actor. Could you imagine being an actor getting in a like A-list crazy movie and also in like your spare time being a astronaut? Like who's going to be able to do both of those things? Either she's very talented or it's just shocking, dude. It's completely shocking. And I'm super glad that everyone is waking up to the fact that the moon landing was completely fake and this whole moon expedition is completely fake and a CGI, because that's going to make them wonder, what else is NASA fibbing about? Is it just this moon exploration or is it all of them? And if it is all of them, why would they be faking moon and space explorations? And it might make people wonder, well, then, is there really a rover on Mars? And then there's probably going to be the question of, why would they? So why are they lying? And when you find out and you get to the bottom of the rabbit hole, it's even more than that, though. Tina said, just one big excuse to keep stealing our money. Yes, but it's also more than that, because it's about hiding the true nature of our reality from all of us. And so it's not just about money. That is the function, or that is like a part of the cog in the wheel that they need to be running. But it's about making you think you're on a spinning ball and controlling your perception, making you think you're on a spinning ball hurtling through space that came from a big explosion called the Big Bang, that there's no God, that there's everything's just a big random chance, and that you're this tiny speck floating in the universe. That is 100% what it is all about, hiding God from us 100%. I know, and I know, don't even get me started. But listen, guys, we are discussing yes, it is. It is the pretendo knots. Shout out to Sergeant Sham. He said, "Is it just me, or does it seem like this set of pretendo knots seem like very poorly spoken?" They do. Even though she was an actor, she didn't do a very good job acting on stage when people were asking her follow-up questions. What movie was the astronaut actress in? Jatham, Mad Max. She was in Mad Max. Well, Virgil, for one, NASA says that. NASA says, of course, there's no God. It's all science. We evolved. We weren't created. We evolved. This is the whole thing. It's all connected 100%. So listen, guys, we're discussing this and a lot more in detail on my Rumble live stream channel, which is free to download, free to watch, and free speech. And it's an alternative to YouTube that has zero censorship. If you want to tune in, we're not just talking about space and astronauts and the fake moon landing, but also what's popping off in Ireland right now, what's happening in the Middle East, what Trump tweeted today, which is freaking shocking, and why all this connects to what's coming around the corner in 2030. That's a good question. Desert Rose says, where's all the half monkeys, half men if we evolved from monkeys? If we came from apes, why is there still apes? Exactly. I know, Coach Kathy. Isn't that interesting? So listen. Oh, by the way, what movie was it? Some movie came out. It's at the link in my bio, by the way, guys, the Rumble live stream channel. But some movie came out where in the movie they had to fake a moon landing to publicize to the world that we made it to the moon, to make it look like they won the space race. And in the movie, that space launch, space program thing was literally called Artemis. And it's where they faked a moon landing. It's in a movie already. So shocking, man. Shout out to Swing. Swing's joking. He knows the moon is, space is completely fake. Shout out to Swing, man. Okay, guys, we're live right now on Rumble. I hope to see all of you guys there right now. Free to download, free to watch, free speech. Click the link in my bio, and I hope to see you on there. All right? Much love, everyone. I expect Swing to be coming on here because he just dropped something funny on the live. Boom, bang, bang. Yeah, and when they landed back down, there's no way that thing got that hot and didn't like disintegrate, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that thing got to a bajillion degrees or flew that fast. 25,000 freaking miles an hour. Are you kidding me, dude? Do you guys know how fast that is? And the fact is, a bullet travels a lot slower, and you certainly cannot see it. So to see this rocket take off and micro step its way up into the sky, and then think all of a sudden, once it gets fully out of our view, it starts going 25,000 miles an hour, is a little bit of a freaking joke, man, big time. Yeah, that's right, Groupie, 100%. The underground tunnels for sure. And I'm pretty sure, by the way, that they have like high-speed magnetic bullet trains that can literally ping you from one side of the U.S. or the world to another side in like minutes. I'm sure they have all this advanced technology. This old rocket propulsion shit, they can have anti-gravity or let's just call it levitation technology with frequencies and electromagnetism. That's what like the Mayans were doing. So to think that now the precipice of human ingenuity or technology for propulsion is like ignition, internal combustion engine, right? Is a rocket an ICE? I'm sure it is, right? Then Victor Schauberger said that is the wrong thing to do. It's supposed to be Victor Schauberger's thing was that internal combustion engines are about destruction, explosion, and all this. Whereas his things was implosion technology. And it's like it's like the opposite of the way the internal combustion engines work, which, by the way, of course, is better than electric cars. But I'm just saying there is other technologies that they're certainly hiding from us, and they would be able to massively fly a lot faster. Or how about teleport? You don't think teleportation technology is a thing? I'm sure it is. So everything we see on TV is fake. It's all fake, yes. And also, interestingly, especially, this is why no one should at all think that anything going on with the mainstream is legit, or that they care about you and that they tell you the truth. Because to this very moment, all the organizations and corporations and companies and regulators, I should say, who are supposed to be making sure the food, air, and water supply is clean, so far from all of their hard work, we have a bajillion heavy metals, pesticides, chemtrails, GMOs, fluoride, atrazine, glyphosate. Like, it should be obvious that it's not just that they're not doing their job, it's that their job is probably the opposite of whatever they're doing now. You see what I'm saying? Clearly, you'd think either they're incompetent, but that's actually too nice. People unfortunately misconstrue malevolence for incompetence, where they think, oh, it's just because like they're stupid. That's how they accidentally spray billions of pounds of glyphosate and atrazine, even though we know it's totally toxic, because they're stupid or they're corrupt, as opposed to it's actually an intentional plot to alter you and weaken you, right? Very big difference. So listen, this is the last call for anyone on here who's wanting to decalcify their pineal gland, massively increase their brain function, optimize their hormones, and get rid of these crazy chemicals and contaminants we're exposed to. This is the final call on the free bags of chocolate powder, the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, which massively stimulates stem cell production. We have 2 or 3 more to give away on the live. So it boosts stem cell production. It increases your gut microbiome. It also supports bliss chemicals, which is tryptophan, dopamine, and serotonin. It boosts your bliss chemical production. You can eat it by the spoon dry. Desiree, who's in the chat, just got her lovely lit powder. She's going to freaking love it. She already does love it. She's having it as we speak, literally. And if you have it on an empty stomach, you can feel it induce those neurogenesis, those freaking chemical productions in your brain. It's so amazing. So that's the lit powder. The way the deal works, it's first come, first served. That's $100 value, by the way. And it is certified, genetically tested heirloom cacao. It's the original cacao. So the way the deal works, go to chalk.com, that's CHOQ.com, to get bumped first in line. Make sure you click the link so you're at the head of the curve there. The #1 supplement at chalk.com for men and women is the hot water purified shilajit, which is a hormone optimizer. It's a fertility booster. It massively increases the production of new brain cells called neurogenesis. So you get way sharper memory, concentration, and focus while you're taking it. It also boosts testosterone and sperm count for men, and it calibrates your endocrine system and increases fertility for women. So this is an extremely pro-fertile, hormone-optimizing superfood. It comes from the Himalayan mountains, and it's hot water purified. You will absolutely love it. That's the shilajit. The second most potent superfood at chalk.com for men and women is the organic ashwagandha, which is the, So certified organic, massively increases melatonin production. So you get 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it. It's a hormone optimizer. It boosts healthy mood and focus, And it also is said to increase muscle recovery and have all these other athletic benefits, but I thought it was just good for like majorly boosting your sleep and fertile and brain function. Anyway, ashwagandha is freaking wild. So the way the deal works, if you go to chalk.com, put the male or female vitality stack in your cart, which are the two different combinations for men and women, most potent combos of superfoods for men and women. Put the male or female stack in your cart, apply the discount code. Marcelo, don't even get me started, dude. Apply the discount code 44LIFE, that's 44LIFE. You get a 44% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And automatically, you're going to get the $100 bag of chocolate powder included in your order. That is first come, first serve. And there's a bunch of people on the site right now. So if you're on the site, quickly place your order to the male or female stack with that discount code. So, by the way, the clinically studied benefits of all the chalk superfoods are based on consistent consumption. Of course, you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time, but you do want to take the 90-day chalk challenge to experience the full matrix of benefits. The full freaking spectrum of benefits is from consistent consumption. But yeah, Marcelo, there's that for sure too. People are getting exposed to heavy metals in other ways as well, but that is definitely one of the most satanic parts of this whole thing, 100%, man. Yeah, they're trying to vax the cows, and they're also trying to they're trying to even vaccinate lettuce or put vaccines in lettuce, which is just going to be so great, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, people got to wake up ASAP because shit is getting a little bit strange. I will put it that way. Let me see here. Hold on. Oh, by the way, in the male vitality stack, the third most potent superfood in there is the Tongkat 100. And the Tongkat 100 is wildcrafted Tongkat Ali from the chemical-free Malaysian rainforests. It boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days. It also boosts sperm count and sperm motility. It massively increases muscular endurance, muscle recovery, and muscle output. I think it was the three things: muscle mass, muscle endurance, muscle recovery. That's it. That's the Tongkat. So for guys, this is an absolute superfood you want to be taking to massively increase your vitality, which we know they do not want us having high testosterone today. I didn't see that post. Jesse, dude, send that message or send that post to me on Instagram. I'll make a post about it. The bastardized grains are unfortunate, ShamWow. That's right. They're also trying to microchip cows. So, yeah, I think it was in Ireland, somewhere in the UK. They microchipped a bunch of cows, they said, so that they could help make sure if there was like diseases or some shit that they could, monitor the situation closely. 6 months after they microchipped all their cows, they said, oh shit, we have too many cows to be able to fight climate change. There's too many emissions. You have to get rid of a bunch of your cows because it's emitting too much emissions. And in Oregon, I think it was, or Colorado or somewhere, they're in the talks right now about microchipping cows for the same reason, to try to stop a disease being spread or whatever. But we know there's always a cover story to whatever's going on, and you can imagine it's very, very interesting, man. And then, of course, you know what's hilarious, guys? If cow farts or anything, cow emissions were actually causing anything bad, did you know that a cow fed grass produces not that methane is a problem. I don't give a shit. The cow farts is not causing anything. But if methane was affecting something negatively, just so you know, a cow on grass fed, produces 95% less methane, and its digestion works 1,000,000 times better. And boom, bang, bang. It's freaking shocking, man. ShamWow said our soils in the U.S. have been decimated. Well, ShamWow, dude, it is pretty much everywhere, though, man. Everywhere is getting sprayed. Everywhere is getting. Can you DM that to me on Instagram, Jesse? Because I can't click that on Rumble. Everywhere they're spraying, heavy metals and chemtrails and stuff all over the place. It's freaking happening, man. So the whole world has to be detoxing, boosting their system, getting the heavy metals out of them. That's why I take the Shilajit and the freaking wild-crafted Irish moss. When you get the full matrix of minerals, those minerals replace heavy metals. And that's in both the male and female stack. And every single biological process in the body requires a mineral to activate it. So if you're eating 100% organically today, you're still getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. It's a shocking situation, man. It really is. And most people have I mean, you guys are aware to many degrees, but many people are walking around completely clueless, have no idea what's going on. And part of it is because of the fluoride, I'm sure, has done its trick. Salting the lands of their enemies. Will, that's interesting you say that, dude, because someone was talking about electroculture, jamming the copper in the ground and everything. Someone said to activate it, you put salt in the tube or something, which I know salt has these properties, but someone in the comments said, like, yeah, put like a bunch of salt like in your garden. And I think he was trolling, or he just is an idiot, or just unaware, I should say, because you can't, if you salt your garden, your farm, man, you will gimp. You can't grow shit in it. It becomes too what does it do? It kills the bacteria or something, Will? Remind me what salting the lands does again. Other than I just heard it, yeah, wipes out the guy. Like if you wanted to, that's some irreparable. I mean, it would take years to repair, but yeah, salting the land is not ideal. So anyway, I think that guy was trolling. But oh wow, that's very interesting, Sarah. Look what Sarah said. If the cows diet, and she's in Ireland, so they know about the ocean and they know about cows. And she said if it's supplemented with seaweed, there's minuscule amounts of methane. And traditionally, seaweed used to spread on the fields. Wow, that's so interesting, Sarah. Of course, they would utilize the natural world that's all around them to do things. 100%. They gave some food from BlackRock, some cows in Denmark and Norway to reduce emissions as well, and a lot of cows felt sick. Dude, Marcelo, I got a fact check on that on Facebook like last year or Instagram, because these farmers came out and said they fed their cows Boavar, which is from Bill Gates, sponsored it, and it's supposed to lower their emissions. And if you don't feed them this Boavar, you got to pay $1 million more in taxes. And a bunch of their cows died, got sick and died from eating this Boavar shit. And they got a fact check on it. I don't even remember what the stupid fact check was, but I guess the video was too hard hitting to know that, like, it was too obvious that they have an agenda behind this whole thing to let people not, they had to put a swing, they had to twist it, and make it seem like actually false information, but it was just literally testimony from farmers saying this shit killed our cows. So they fact check testimonies. How's that? Yeah, exactly, Marcelo. Exactly. Yeah, that's right, Marcelo. 100%. Hey, you're talking to a beekeeper, dude. I'm gonna have 6 hives this year, and if one gets really big or if 2 gets really big, we'll make splits. So we'll have 8 hives hopefully, and we'll wake up next spring with 8 hives, and we'll freaking double it, and we'll get back to full production like when we had we had 10. I think 10 or 11 hives was our max. You get a ton of honey if you have 10 freaking hives, dude. Holy crap. Okay, hold on a second. There's a bunch of people on the site right now. If you're on the website chalk.com, place your order. This is the last call on the live. Put the male vitality stack or the female vitality stack in your cart. Apply the discount code 44life on the subscription. You get a lifetime 44% off discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time, your subscription. And then automatically, if you place your order on the live, you're getting the free $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in your order automatically. So congratulations in advance to who gets the last few bags. We have 2 left, and there's a bunch of more than that on the site right now browsing. So make sure you place your order ASAP with the discount code 44life to unlock that 44% off lifetime discount, which, by the way, that comes to literally like $1 something per day to detox, rejuvenate, restore, bind, get the heavy metals out of you, and pro-fertile. And again, we've mentioned this, but even if you're not planning on conceiving, or let's say you're past that age or whatever, replace the word or the term fertility boosting with like health boosting, because that's what it's doing. If an 80-year-old is taking Shilajit, it's health boosting. A 20-year-old, health and fertility boosting. It's just because we're exposed to so many infertility causing agents, namely, or rather, as we were discussing earlier, the freaking even conventional mattresses, man, off-gassing their whole time with the flame retardants. So exactly, man, it's very strange, but I'm not surprised that that Ireland knows about seaweed and supplementing it. Now, if you're way inland, you'd use something else to supplement your cow's feed, but I don't imagine that the Irish were feeding their cows partially seaweed because they wanted to reduce methane. Like, what Irish farmer even knew what methane was like 100 years ago, or maybe 200 years ago, let's say? It's like, who gives a shit? It's some invisible gas. It doesn't do anything. But there's probably like nutrient benefits, or maybe they got more, probably just healthier cows out of it, I'm sure, right? So it is interesting. that again, it's such a simple fix. If methane was causing the climate to change, stop feeding the cows GMO corn and soy. Like, is that so crazy? Feed them grass, you know, the thing they would normally eat. Also, you know that when so grass fed, grass finished is good. Of course, it's like great, right? It's the best in a way, but it's also true that in the wild, when grass in the fall goes to seed rather, that the cows would also be eating a little bit of grain in the fall when the plants that they hadn't eaten that went to seed and they were eating the seeds of them. So cows do also naturally eat grain, but not this GMO corn, GMO soy shit in the slightest, you know? Yeah, that's right, Savannah. 100%. 100%. Shout out to ShamWow. Thanks for the book recommendation, dude. I'll screenshot that on my computer. Boom, bang, bing. Thank you, man. I got a whole library. I'll show you guys some of the books on it. Some of them I will not be sharing on freaking Instagram. I can tell you that. Rumble would be fine, though. Oh, interesting. Jay Goddessy, yes, you can take Shilajit in the evening. Many people choose to take it at any time of day, really. I think a herbalist would say like the best time to take it is early morning, but I'm pretty sure you just get it into you consistently, it's fine. I do take Shilajit at night sometimes, Jay Goddessy, if I've forgotten to take it in like in the morning though. But Shilajit's not an herb, it's an herbal mineral compound. People say morning's best on an empty stomach, but totally up to you. The clinical studies that are done on all the chalk superfoods are based on consistent consumption, not on taking it at night or taking it in the morning, just taking it consistently. So, and that's right, Isaiah, in basically all mass-produced products and fast food and processed foods, there is GMO corn, 100%, which is freaking shocking. But guys, what we're going to do is we're going to extend this deal for probably 30 or 40 minutes. So if you're on the site, because there's still a bunch of people on the site right now, get your order placed ASAP with the code 44life to get the lifetime discount. You're going to get the free lit included in your order. DM me if you have any questions. Make sure your live notifications are on so you know when we're live tomorrow. We're going to do an afternoon one too. And guys, keep your head on a swivel because what's coming around the corner is truly shocking and a little bit strange. I will say it's quite strange what's coming around the corner, man. We got to be of sound mind, sound body, detox the crazy stuff, decalcify your pineal glands 100%. Okay, so thank you all for joining me, guys. We'll see you on the next live. Keep your heads on a swivel and much love, everyone.